Sony never misses a chance to really kind of stick it to Microsoft, and they didn't miss their chance yesterday, and I feel like this is something that's really going to kind of come back to haunt Microsoft quite a bit in the coming days, months, years when it comes to, you know, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, what people are buying and what people are talking about, what people are playing. I just feel like Sony has just done a much better job at capturing people's interests and capturing people's hearts, and Microsoft, due to them just being Microsoft, blunderific. I mean, it's really just hard to imagine another company that blunders as much as Microsoft does, but hey, they do. They blunder a lot, and it's just been totally interesting to kind of see how this has kind of come about. And you know what, I gotta say, it's odd because a lot of people are now coming to me saying, hey, you were right all along, do you feel vindicated? And we're going to get into that, but we're going to get into some awesome PlayStation 5 news as well. I can't wait to dive in. It's going to be a great video. Hey, what's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel a lot, and it means a lot to me personally. Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, everybody in between. You're absolutely amazing, and it means the world to me that you've gone out of your way to support the channel and myself, and just thank you so much. It really does mean everything. A simple like goes a long way. Hit the bell as well. So, you know, look, Xbox Series X, powerful console. My interest was piqued for this console last year when they announced it. You know, you got to remember, they announced this thing, in December or November of last year, showcasing it. Like, here's the Xbox Series X. Wow, what a bold, surprising move, something that they would never do before. I guess they had to get talked into doing it or whatever. They show off Hellblade 2. You know, obviously that's like a in-engine CGI type deal, but still, it goes to show that they listened to criticism. That was my original thought. I was getting excited about Xbox again, right? I'm thinking, here we go. We've got a mature game. We've got a single-player game. We've got Xbox Series X. They're already showing it off. They're obviously bold, and they really want to go out and, you know, showcase why you should buy an Xbox. And I thought that was a really cool thing, right? So, you know, I'm sitting there sort of, you know, looking at this thing, and now we fast forward, and they had this huge advantage by going up first and all this kind of stuff against PlayStation, and now we kind of look and we see, you know what, they let all that advantage just go by the wayside. What do I mean by that? Well, Sony has completely stormed back and completely, you know, taken them for a ride. So yeah, I think that it's absolutely incredible what Sony's been able to do. We still haven't seen anything new running on the Xbox Series X, meaning the only things they've allegedly showed off, which were like old gen games, right? And that's probably because they don't have a lot to show off. So we know Halo Infinite obviously was going to be their big title. Everybody was like, Halo Infinite, that's going to sell so many Xboxes. Halo's back. And I was even falling for this stuff, right? Oh, Halo sounds like it's going to be good. You know, all the rumors that we kept hearing, oh, it's going to be free to play. There's probably going to be this. Like, it's very intriguing to see what the big plans were. Now, that's obviously gone. And here's the thing. Over a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, myself, Mooch, others started saying, it looks like this game could be a little bit in trouble because all the game director left, this person left, a lot of like higher ups in 343 left, like a year and a half before a huge game is supposed to launch. That's unusual, okay? Losing, I think, 2 game directors in a couple months span. You know, there's rumors that Bonnie Ross, who's the head of 343, had to be kind of talked into staying, and that she'll probably almost certainly leave after this game launches next year. So there's a lot of turmoil there, and Sony always takes advantage of that turmoil. What did Sony do? Sony went out and released a video, Heroes Are All Around Us ad, which obviously features, you know, Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon, different Sony properties and things like that. Basically sort of just reiterating, hey, we're here, we're going to be able to, you know, showcase our games are coming on time. Also, Jim Ryan took to Twitter to talk about how, you know, their stuff is still on schedule and things like that. And not only did you have that, but you also got Spider-Man Miles Morales. You got Spider-Man Miles Morales, you know, news. It came out. We know we got some story news. We got new screenshots. We actually got quite a little bit of information about it. And I thought that what was really interesting about the fact that they announced some of this news was that it really kind of comes on the heels of a big Microsoft screw up again. And I just felt like that's exactly what Sony does. That's exactly what Sony has always done to Microsoft, and Microsoft once again is kind of caught on the outside looking a bit foolish, you know what I mean? Just because that's just what Sony does. Now, here's the thing. Everybody says, hey, let's go ahead and cut them some slack. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do that. Well, again, why would you? Okay? I just feel like, I just feel like it's one of those situations where Sony really does know what they're doing in this whole game of console wars and stuff like that. And people might go, well, console wars are silly. Don't you think console wars are silly? No, I think console wars are fun. They really drive innovation. They drive competition. They really do a good job of these things. And I feel like that's something that needs to be done, because otherwise everything kind of stagnates, and you don't want things to kind of stagnate in gaming. I don't think that would be a good thing at all. I think that would actually be a pretty bad thing. And so yesterday we got not one but like two kind of Spider-Man things, and the interesting thing was the ray tracing on Spider-Man, right? Absolutely incredible. I cannot believe what they were able to accomplish with this. I'm going to link this so you guys can check it out. It actually looks pretty darn incredible. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to link it so you can check it out and let me know what you think as well. So Spider-Man Miles Morales clip, they show incredible ray tracing. You can kind of see up close on this or whatever. Obviously, from back when the game has first emerged, has reappeared, and people are noticing the ray tracing effects as well as the new one as well, the reflections and stuff like that. Listen, a lot of people miss this kind of stuff. You have to remember there's probably a photo mode in this like there was in the first Spider-Man, and you're going to be able to take some incredible shots and things like that. Obviously Insomniac also released some of the new gameplay details as well, and a new screenshot showcasing actually the power of the PlayStation 5 seems incredible, despite the fact that there's some rumors going around that it quote-unquote has trouble running games at 4K or whatever. Obviously Sony has very talented developers, and the PlayStation 5 is an incredibly powerful console, so people realistically kind of doubting the power of that, or that it's going to be able to do this or that, it's kind of wishful thinking in my opinion. It's like people want to really go back to this whole resolution thing, and I've already covered this multiple times. Like, why talk about resolution when honestly that's not the be all end all? It's not the same as it was before. And I know like a lot of Xbox fans are upset because they feel like the whole resolution thing sort of stung them early in this generation, but it's not going to be the same thing. Like DLSS and the machine learning and all that kind of stuff. Like a 1400p or a 1440p image can easily look as good or better than a native 4K image, and we saw that, and I've gone over this multiple times. You can check that out for yourself. That's the reason why that Unreal Engine 5 demo looked so good, was because that's what that was utilizing. So we'll be able to utilize, and they'll be able to utilize, Microsoft too, and you'll be able to get and save some GPU and CPU and be able to use that in other areas like frame rate and ray tracing and all that kind of stuff. So it is very good to see that that's sort of the way that this has kind of come out. Obviously, having Miles Morales reiterated as a launch title for the PlayStation 5 is something that they really have to do. They've also said 4K 60 for players wanting a performance mode as well. They've also gone into details, once again confirming that this is not an expansion, this is not a DLC. He's got his own story arc, he's got his own moves, he's got his own suits, he's got his own everything, and so that is what they're bringing to the table. And I actually like that. I really enjoy the fact that, hey, they're bringing this guy his own kind of story, and that they've already said, yeah, Peter Parker will show up to help, I guess, kind of train him or whatever. But it sounds incredible to me, and I think that millions of people are going to be playing this game this holiday. And I know it's not a multiplayer game or anything, but I still think that millions of people are going to pick up a PlayStation 5 to be able to play this game, and that's a very exciting prospect. And I got to say, like, for myself personally, I just feel like Sony really went out of their way to sort of, stick it a little bit to Microsoft, and you can't really blame them. Let's be honest, it does seem like Microsoft's developers, have a lot more brunch than crunch, and they're out there, sort of, I just don't think that they have the drive. Like, from what we've seen from both sets of developers, they realistically don't really have the drive to go out there and sort of, do the things that Microsoft or that Sony's teams are able to accomplish. That's why they're in the state they're in. And I'll keep reiterating, how can a company like Microsoft, a $1 trillion company, go the entire year of 2020 without releasing a single AAA exclusive for their fans, for their console. Like, I'll never understand that. And how do you release another console at the end of the year and not have a single AAA for your fans, for the people that spend their hard-earned money on that console? That, to me, just blows my mind, and I'll never understand it. But with that being said, I would much appreciate your guys' thoughts and opinions down below. Hit me up on Twitter at @_Crapgamer, Xbox Live, MOH Space Crapgamer, or just Crapgamer on PSN. Thank you so much for spending time with me on one of my videos. What do you guys think, man? Sony sticking it to Microsoft? Is it Microsoft just being Microsoft? They keep saying they're not competing, but then a lot of things they do shows that they are competing. So I would love your thoughts and opinions. Let me know. I'll link all this stuff down below. Rack 'em up. Game on, everybody. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.